habang ang Pilipinas ay nag-shopping para sa mga fighter jets na kayang labanan ng China, ang Indonesia naman ay tumatanggap ng libre. Yes, you heard that right. Libreng 7 warships mula sa Beijing. Pero, wait. May kapalit ba yan? Samantala, sa gitna ng tensyon sa Scarborough, tuloy ang ensayo ng mga sundalo natin sa Balabac. Naghahanda kung sakaling tuluyan ng sumabog ang West Philippine Sea. Parang pelikula lang ng Tom Clancy. Boarding ops, insertion drills, halos lahat ginagawa para mapigilan ang kalaban na magtayo ng base. Pero, teka, sa labanan ng alyansa at armas, sino na nga ba talaga ang umaangat? At sino ang nauutakan? Imagine this, habang binibigyan ng China ng mga frigates ang Indonesia, baka naman tayo, bibigyan lang ng lecture kung paano wag mag-react. Alam nyo, before tayo mag-dive deep sa kung anong klaseng fighter jets ang gustong bilhin ng Pilipinas, Eurofighter Typhoon, F-16 Viper, o baka naman yung Japanese F-2 Viper Zero na parang anime character ang pangalan. Let me tell you something na magpapasabog ng isip nyo. Habang tayo ay nag-iisip kung paano labanan ng China sa himpapawid, ang Indonesia, ang kapitbahay natin, ay tumatanggap ng 7 warships, libre. Mula saan? Siyempre, mula sa China. Ang tanong, ano ang ibig sabihin nito para sa atin? At mas mahalaga, ano ang totoong plano ng Beijing? Stay with me, kasi ito ay mas komplikado kaysa sa isang teleserye. Kaya naman, let's start sa pinakamaingay na usapan ngayon, ang multi-role fighter aircraft acquisition ng Philippine Air Force. Imagine this, 40 brand new fighter jets. Yan ang target. Pero sa realidad, according to Leonardo, yung Italian defense company na nag-offer ng Eurofighter Typhoon, 32 jets lang ang kayang ibigay nila based sa budget natin. 32. Hindi pa umabot sa 40 pero okay na rin, di ba? At least may jets na tayo na kayang tapatan ng J-10, J-11, J-16, at baka nga pati yung J-20 ng China. In fact, ang Eurofighter Typhoon, napatunayan na niyang nakakakompete siya laban sa F-22 Raptor at F-35 Lightning II ng Amerika sa mga exercises. So, hindi biro to. At kung makuha natin to, tayo raw ang magiging first Eurofighter supply base sa Asia Pacific. Astig, di ba? Pero wait, hindi lang Eurofighter ang nag-aagawan dito. Meron ding sa Gripen, F-16 Block 70-72 Viper at yung South Korean KF-21 Boramay. Lahat yan, sabay-sabay na nagpapresenta sa gobyerno natin. It's like The Bachelor pero puro fighter jets ang contestants. But here's where it gets interesting. Last October 7th, 2025, sa Senate budget hearing, biglang nag-propose si Senator J.V. Ejercito na kailangan nating bigyan ng konsiderasyon yung Mitsubishi F-2 Viper Zero na offer ng Japan.
Yung F-16 masyadong mahal, meron silang F-2 na equivalent baka mas mura pa yun. They might even give us a good package for that, no? So probably can add that also sa KUSEC Bison as our possible source, no, of MRF, no? Kasi parang of all nations talagang Japan yung talagang if they can give us to us na walang interest, tumutulong sila.
Hindi ho ako nagkulang ng awit sa kanila. Yeah.
Yes, may pangalang parang superhero or anime robot. At ang sagot ni Defense Secretary Gilberto Gibo Teodoro, di ako nagkulang ng awit sa kanila dyan. Translation, he's been pushing for it, matagal na. Pero, eto yung catch. Japan is now opening the possibility ng financing for defense exports. Before, through JICA and ODA, ships lang ang binibigay nila sa Philippine Coast Guard. Pero ngayon, fighters na rin? Game changer yan. Kaso, may problema. Under current Philippine laws, pwede lang tayo kumuha ng foreign financing for civilian projects, hindi defense. So kailangan natin ng legislative amendments para ma-authorize ang presidente to enter into foreign financing arrangements specifically for defense. Bureaucracy at its finest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Philippines. At dahil mahaba ang delivery queues ng lahat ng brand new fighters, Italy, Spain, Sweden, South Korea, lahat sila may backlog, naghahanap na tayo ng alternatives. And that's where pre-owned aircraft like Japan's F2 Viper Zero become attractive. Hindi brand new, pero airworthy pa rin. At mas mabilis makakapag-deliver. Remember, problema natin ang budget. Siyempre, laging problema ang budget kapag para sa depensa. Pero kapag ribbon cutting, biglang may pondo. At ayaw ni Secretary Gilberto Teodoro nang paisa-isa ang bili. Gusto niya isang bagsakan, 3 squadron agad. Pero kayo, tingin niyo ba pwede na ang F2 Viper Zero ng Japan? Or dapat nating i-push ang mas advanced na Eurofighter Typhoon? Comment kayo sa baba. At ngayon, habang ang Pilipinas ay nag-iisip kung anong eroplano ang bibilhin, tingnan natin ang ginagawa ng kapitbahay natin. Indonesia. Yung bansang mas malaki at mas malakas sa atin economically, have received 7 Type 053 frigates from China. Libre, donation, walang bayad, 0 pesos. Now, kung tutuusin, yung Type 053H3 Jiangwei 2 class frigates entered service for the Chinese Navy in 1998. So mga 27 taong gulang na sila ngayon. Pero, at ito ang nakakaloka, mas bata pa rin sila ng 10 taon kumpara sa Abukuma-class destroyer escorts na plano nating kunin sa Japan. Let that sink in. Eto pa, China has no restrictions sa pag-transfer ng arms to other countries. Unlike Japan, na may mga restrictions at complications. Kaya mas madali para kay Beijing na magbigay. Walang red tape, walang legislative hoops. Just sign, ship, done. Kumbaga, habang tayo nag-aantay ng foreign aid, sila may foreign upgrade. At bakit naman gagawin to ng China? Simple. Influence. According to reports, Indonesia is also procuring over 40 units ng Chengdu J-10C vigorous Dragon fighter jets. So hindi lang barko ang usapan, kasama na rin ang air superiority. At lahat yan mula sa China. At eto pa ang mas nakaka-alarma.
Indonesia's top diplomat says North Korea has come up with a specific and concrete proposal that could reduce tensions on the Korean peninsula.
Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto is getting cozy with the China-Russia-North Korea bloc. He even forced himself to attend China's VJ Day parade in Beijing, kahit may internal riots sa Indonesia. At may reports pa na nag-normalize na ng diplomatic ties with North Korea. North Korea, the Hermit Kingdom. So ano ba talaga ang nangyayari? It's clear as day. China is playing the long game. Habang tayo ay nag-struggle na bumili ng jets with our limited budget, sila ay nagbibigay ng libreng barko sa mga kapitbahay natin to secure alliances. It's soft power, hard consequences. At sa totoo lang, ito ang tunay na chess game. Hindi naman kailangang magbarilan para makuha ang kalaban. Minsan, isang gift lang ng barko, tapos na ang loyalty test. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about Scarborough Shoal. O dapat bang sabihin natin, Huangyan Island? Kasi yan ang tawag ng China dyan ngayon. Si Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro minsan ay nag-react na, why are they calling that an island when it's a shoal? And his answer? Because they're preparing the narrative for island building. Ganun kasimple. They're laying the groundwork. They're conditioning the world na island na yan, hindi shoal. At once na ma-establish nila yung narrative na yan, guess what comes next? Concrete, runways, radar installations, military bases. This isn't paranoia. This is pattern recognition. China has already built man-made islands on submerged features sa South China Sea. Meron na silang runways, hangars, radar systems, ports, and now they're eyeing Scarborough. Scarborough Shoal lies within our 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, and it was seized by China in 2012 after a standoff with Philippine forces. So technically, hawak na nila yan. But building an island there? That's a whole different level of escalation. The 2016 Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling in The Hague already invalidated China's 9-line claim. Pero hindi naman sila sumusunod. In fact, last September 2025, China approved the creation of a 3,500-hectare nature reserve sa northeast rim ng Scarborough. Sabi nila, to preserve ecological diversity. But let's be real. Sino ba naman ang magpapatayo ng nature reserve sa gitna ng disputed territory? It's a smokescreen. Teodoro didn't mince words. We need to intensify our deterrence efforts with our allies and ramp up our legal initiatives against them. Translation, hindi natin kayang gawin ito mag-isa. At yan ang nakakatakot. Kasi pag nag-escalate ang situation sa Scarborough, sino ang tutulong sa atin? According to a September 2025 poll by the We Protect Our Seas Foundation, 69% of Filipinos see the US as the most capable ally to support us against Chinese aggression. 82% sa Metro Manila, 81% sa Luzon, 77% sa Visayas. Even Mindanao, na may complicated relationship with America, still has 65% trust. And for good reason. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty obligates both the US and the Philippines to defend each other in case of an armed attack in the Pacific, including the South China Sea. Pero, eto ang tanong. Will the US actually honor that treaty kung mangyari ang worst-case scenario? Kasi alam naman natin, sa geopolitics, walang permanenteng kaibigan. Meron lang permanenteng interests. Meanwhile, habang tayo ay umaasa sa treaty, ang Pilipinas ay nagtitrain na. Last week, Philippine Marines and Coast Guard Special Forces held joint maritime boarding operations near Balabac Island in Palawan. Balabac is strategic. It's next to a strait separating Palawan from Malaysia at malapit sa South China Sea hotspots. According to the Philippine Coast Guard, the drill was meant to prevent hostile forces from establishing a foothold in the vicinity of Balabac. At get this, may high-altitude insertion pa ng Force Reconnaissance Marines. Parang action movie. This activity was part of Marine Aviation Support Activity 2025, a bilateral US-Philippine Marine exercise. Last year, US Marine Corps F-35Bs dropped precision-guided munitions on targets in the South China Sea during the same exercise. Kaya, hindi lang practice to. This is preparing for the real thing. At dahil Balabac is one of 9 sites under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement na pwedeng mag-host ng American-funded facilities and rotationally deployed US forces. It's clear na ito ay strategic positioning. Manila plans to construct a pier capable of hosting destroyer-sized vessels at a 3-kilometer-long runway sa Balabac. Pero, at palagi namang may pero, according to recent Senate hearings, delayed ang projects na to due to funding shortfalls. Kulang sa pera. As usual, may bago pa ba? So eto na nga, we're training, we're strategizing, we're negotiating for fighter jets, we're building alliances, pero kulang pa rin sa pondo. At habang tayo ay nag-struggle, ang China ay nagbibigay ng libreng barko sa Indonesia. Ang China ay nagpapanggap na nagtatayo ng nature reserve sa Scarborough. Ang China ay dumadaan sa ating archipelagic waters without even notifying us, using aircraft carriers, destroyers, spy ships. Philippine policymakers already passed an archipelagic sea lanes law to strengthen our sovereignty. But laws are only as strong as your ability to enforce them. At kung wala kang barko, wala kang eroplano, wala kang pondo, paano mo i-enforce? Kaya eto ang nakakatakot na realization. We're playing catch-up. At ang China, they're already 10 steps ahead. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na hopeless na tayo. President Marcos pledged to bolster the Philippine Coast Guard's capabilities, continuing investments in vessels, aircraft, training facilities. From January to September 2025, the PCG facilitated the safe passage ng mahigit 10 milyong passengers. Nagkumpiska ng halos 2 bilyong piso worth of illegal drugs and smuggled goods. Delivered relief to earthquake-stricken communities in Cebu. These are real, tangible results. At hindi tayo nag-iisa. Singapore, na may one of the better equipped militaries in Southeast Asia, just concluded talks with us to plan next year's joint military activities, interoperability drills, expert exchanges. Ang goal, deepen defense ties. Kasi sa huli, hindi lang ito tungkol sa barko at eroplano. It's about alliances. It's about showing the world na we're not backing down. At dyan na pumapasok ang question. Anong klaseng eroplano ang pipiliin natin? Eurofighter Typhoon with its cutting-edge tech and proven track record. F-16 Viper, the workhorse of the skies. Saab Gripen, the cost-effective European option. South Korean KF-21 Boromai, the emerging contender. Or Japan's pre-owned F-2 Viper Zero, the wild card that might come with Japanese financing and faster delivery. Each option has pros and cons. Each has geopolitical implications. Kasi choosing a fighter jet isn't just a military decision. It's a statement. It's an alliance. It's a message. So balik tayo sa simula. Bakit mas gusto ng Pilipinas ang jets kaysa sa barko? Simple. Because air superiority wins wars. Because whoever controls the skies controls the battlefield. At dahil alam natin na sa maritime conflict, ang unang linya ng depensa ay ang himpapawid. Pero habang tayo ay nag-iisip ng long-term strategy, ang China ay nag-e-execute na ng kanilang plan. Donations sa Indonesia, island building sa Scarborough, transiting our waters without permission. At eto ang tanong na dapat nating tanungin. Hanggang kailan tayo mag-aantay? Hanggang kailan tayo magre-rely sa treaties? Hanggang kailan tayo aasa na darating ang tulong? Kasi sa geopolitics, walang savior. Walang knight in shining armor. Meron lang nations protecting their own interests. As Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro said, we need to think of ways to rally the world as our ally to stop this. Pero bago natin irally ang mundo, kailangan muna nating irally ang sarili natin. So tell me, kung ikaw ang magde-decide, anong fighter jet ang pipiliin mo para sa Pilipinas? At mas importante, naniniwala ka bang kaya pa nating protektahan ang ating sariling bakuran? Drop your thoughts below. Kasi this isn't just about defense anymore. This is about survival. Ang tanong ay hindi kung mayroon tayong kakayahan. Ang tanong ay, mayroon ba tayong determinasyon?